Today's recipe is inspired from the Seychelles Islands. They're a group of islands that's off the east coast of Africa, and it truly is a unique cuisine. Their cuisine's been inspired by Indian, Orient. It has a touch of French technique in there as well as African ingredients. It's definitely on my bucket list, but until then, we're going to start with the inspiration by making a sweet potato curry. So let's get started. Now we want to make sure that we cook our Cuisine macadamia nut crusted tilapia, and it's timed well, so I want to get that started first. I've preheated the oven to 375 and we're going to cook the fillets for about 30 minutes. So now that they're started, we're going to take a medium-sized pot, put it over high heat, and I'm going to add some canola oil, and we're going to sweat off some onion. Now I'm saying sweat off because I talk a lot about caramelizing natural sugars. We really don't want to caramelize on this. We're just going to soften it until they're opaque or translucent. So that's going to take about 5 minutes. So let's let this go for a bit. Okay, now that our onions are translucent, we're going to add in some fresh ginger that I've just taken, peeled, and julienned up. We're going to just give it a couple seconds to soften up, and then we're going to toast our spices. We're going to add in a little curry powder and some cinnamon. Now you really want to toast your spices because what it does is the oil softens it and it makes it more palatable for you. That way sometimes when you eat a lot of spice it burns you on your lip. That's because it wasn't properly toasted. But like I said, we're going to toast our spices so it's nice and smooth and well incorporated in the dish. That only takes a couple of minutes and it's looking really well. So now we're going to add in our sweet potatoes and then we're going to add in some coconut milk. All right, now that's looking and smelling great. Okay, now we're going to add in some brown sugar. And that's really going to tie all the spices and the sweet potatoes together. All right, now that that's back up to almost a boil, we're going to cut it down and let it simmer. Now it should take about 10 minutes and we're going to cook it until the potatoes are just soft. We don't want to soften it all the way because then we'll just have some spicy mashed potatoes. So we want to let the sweet potatoes cook to al dente. Okay, now that our sweet potatoes are almost done, we're going to add in some chopped up dried tart cherries and some shelled edamame. Now we're just going to cook it long enough for the dried cherries to absorb some of that curry sauce and add to the flavor. All right, and now that these are done, we're just going to remove it from our fire and then sprinkle in some chopped cashews. That's going to give the dish a great crunch. Now let's check on our fish. All right. With our Cuisine macadamia nut crusted tilapias ready, we're ready to go to the plate. Now that we have our sweet potato curry on the plate, let's go ahead and finish up with our Cuisine macadamia nut crusted tilapia. With a little bit of inspiration from Cuisine, you can bring the flavors of an exotic locale like the Seychelles into your kitchen. Until next time, stay inspired.